14 things that everyone needs to know about the Great American Eclipse of 2024. 2024 could be a year of all. Michael Snyder reports, we're just a little bit more than 3 months away from what many believe will be the most dramatic total solar eclipse in U.S. history. It's being called the Great American Eclipse of 2024, and millions of Americans will take time off in order to travel so they can personally see it. Between now and April, the mainstream news will be filled with stories about this eclipse, and so it's going to be difficult for anyone to ignore what's going on. In this article, I'm going to share 14 things that everyone needs to know about the Great American Eclipse of 2024. 1. It's a total solar eclipse that will occur April 8th, 2024. Number 2, the path of the eclipse will travel through portions of the states of Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. 3, the path of the eclipse will also travel through parts of Mexico and Canada. 4, it's being projected that this eclipse will be the most viewed astronomical event in the entire history of our country. 5, according to the Washington Post, more than 30 million Americans will simply be able to walk outside of their homes and experience this eclipse. This is going to be the most populated eclipse in the U.S., with 31.5 million people able to just walk outside of their homes and experience this event. Kelly Korek, NASA program manager for 2024 total solar eclipse, said in a news conference at the American Geophysical Union conference. Number 6, we're being told that this eclipse may be the single biggest mass travel event of 2024. The event may also be the single biggest mass travel event in the United States, according to the Great American Eclipse website. Several large cities very close to the path of totality are St. Louis, Cincinnati, Detroit, Toronto, and Quebec in Canada, Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Baltimore, and Washington, D.C. are also within 200 miles of the direct path. Number 7, those that are in the direct path of the eclipse will discover that the air temperature suddenly becomes approximately 10 degrees cooler once the moon is fully blocking the sun. Number 8, the path of the Great American Eclipse of 2024 will cross the United States on the very first day of the year on the Hebrew calendar. Number 9, if you put the path of the Great American Eclipse of 2024, the path of the Ring of Fire solar eclipse of October 14th, 2023, and the path of the Great American Eclipse 2017 on all on a map, they combine to form a giant Paleo-Hebrew Aleph over America, which is the first letter of the alphabet. And number 10, if you just put the path of the Great American Eclipse of 2024 and the path of the Great American Eclipse 2027 on a map, they combine to form the giant Paleo-Hebrew Tav, or a cross, over America. Number 11, the heart of the Paleo-Hebrew Tav forms a giant X that falls directly over the New Madrid fault zone. Number 12, one of my readers pointed out to me that we have seen a giant X like this before. The path of the solar eclipse that occurred June 16, 1806, combined with the path of the solar eclipse that occurred on September 17, 1811, to also form a giant X over the New Madrid fault zone. Number 13, 3 months after the solar eclipse had happened, September 17, 1811, a series of absolutely enormous earthquakes began to happen on the New Madrid fault. Now, I want to tell you that I was in Athens, Greece in 1999 when we had the total solar eclipse that was a path over Turkey and Greece. Turkey had the 7.1 magnitude earthquake in Istanbul that was very fatal. And 3 weeks later, we had the 7 magnitude earthquake in Athens, Greece. These were both over 7 magnitude earthquakes a few weeks after the total solar eclipse. It was basically, when was it? It was on the Dormition of our Holy Virgin Mary, the Mother of Christ, April 15. A few days later, they had the earthquake in Istanbul, and then on September 7th, a few weeks after the Dormition of Our Holy Mother on August 15, we had a 7 magnitude earthquake in Athens, Greece. Now here it says that 3 months after the solar eclipse happened, September 17, 1811, a series of absolutely enormous earthquakes began to happen on the New Madrid seismic zone. The New Madrid earthquakes were the biggest earthquakes in American history. They occurred in the central Mississippi Valley, but were felt as far away as New York City and Boston, Montreal, and Washington, D.C. President James Madison and his wife Dolly felt them in the White House. Church bells rang in Boston because of the earthquake. From December 16, 1811 through March 1812, there were over 2,000 earthquakes in the central Midwest and between 6,000 to 10,000 earthquakes in the Boot Heel of Missouri, where New Madrid is located near the junction of the Ohio and Mississippi rivers. In the known history of the world, no other earthquakes have lasted so long or produced so much evidence of damage as the New Madrid earthquakes. 3 of the earthquakes are on the list of America's top earthquakes. The first one on December 16, 1811, a magnitude 8.1 on the Richter scale. The second on January 23, 1812 at 7.8, and the third on February 7, 1812, as much as 8.8 magnitude. Can you imagine? Number 14, the next total solar eclipse visible from the United States will not happen until 2044, and the path of that total solar eclipse will only touch 3 states. I believe that the Great American Eclipse of 2024 is a really big deal, and so I put it on the cover of my new book. Others may disagree with me, and that is okay. I don't know anyone that agrees with me 100% of the time, but what everyone should be able to agree on is that 2024 is going to be quite a crazy year. So far this year, we have already seen a historic earthquake in Japan, a major escalation of the conflict in Ukraine and association, which could take the war in the Middle East to an entirely new level. Each day is going to bring more new surprises, and I expect things to get really wild as we get closer to the election in November. So buckle up and hold on tight, because chaos is here and is not going away anytime soon. Must have, I highly recommend buying Michael's new book entitled Chaos. Its insightful content and engaging narrative make it a must-read for anyone seeking knowledge and inspiration. This is by Michael Snyder, THE, on Collective Spark. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.